Hello and welcome to Lessons with Boydie. Okay, so lesson one is a tricky subject. It is quite a big subject and it is all about grief. So, at any point during this lesson, if you're feeling a little bit sad, overwhelmed, emotional, nervous, anxious, scared, that is okay to feel those emotions. Those emotions are valid. So if you need to hit break, if you need to hit pause, if you need to have a regulation movement or break, then that is fine. And then you do that because, like I said, your emotions are valid. But also, can I please request that if your friends or peers around you are feeling a little bit emotional, then please just support them or give them the space that they need instead of judging them, because this lesson is basically how to support people that are going through grief or how to deal with grief if you're going through it yourself. Okay, so your task number one and the things that you'll need during this lesson is a whiteboard and pen or scrap paper, or maybe your teacher's already supplied the supplies that you'll need. But for task one, can you please write down a list, our little handy list of all the things that you know about grief? And that is okay if you know one thing, it is fantastic if you know 10 things, but we just want to know what you know about grief. So this is the time for your teacher to hit pause, or if you're learning at home, hit the pause button and then come back to the lesson when you're done. Hello and welcome back to the lesson. So what is grief? Grief is loss. Grief is loss of a loved one, a pet, or something we're attached to. And we've got to deal with the fact that we'll no longer have that person or that thing in our life anymore. Now, you might have lost a loved one or lost something that you're attached to, so you might be grieving or dealt with grieving yourself. But somebody or may go through grief, or they've already been through grief. And that means that grief impacts us all. We have to experience grief for ourselves or experience other people grieving. So, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, she she created 5 stages of loss, which is denial, anger, depression, bargaining, and acceptance. So denial is where you don't believe that that person is gone. So if you've had this person in your life for so long, you just expect that person to be there. And this happens a lot where you go visit that person and be like, oh, wait there, this person's no longer here. Or sometimes it could be, for example, if I remember losing someone that I used to work with, and then going to work and expecting them to be there, and they weren't. And that's kind of denial because you don't want to believe that they're gone. So then anger. So then you could feel very angry because this person is no longer with you and you don't understand why this person is no longer with you. Or it could be the circumstances of how that person's passed away and you mightn't agree with the way that they've passed away and you think it's unfair, and that is okay to feel that way. Depression. So this is probably the most common that you'll see with people going through grief. Is that they'll feel very sad and they'll be very withdrawal. So withdrawal means that they don't really want to spend time with people, they just want to spend time on their own. A lot of people that are going through depression just kind of lock themselves up in their room, and that is okay as well. I'll say this a lot through this lesson, that is okay because it is. Next is bargaining. So this is an example of how adults are still learning things. I think it's important to learn at least one thing a day. So I didn't know what this meant. I thought when I think of bargaining means if you go to a charity shop, you see a pair of shoes for £5, you'll go, I'll give you £2.50. That's what I thought bargaining was. But bargaining in the stages of grief means what if, or if only. And I kind of went through that myself. When I lost my nana at 18. Well, a week before I turned 18. And she died of circumstances that I didn't necessarily agree with, and she was really poorly. And I felt a lot of guilt, and I was questioning, what if I spent more time with her? What about if I was more understanding? And what about if I was more kind? And that is bargaining. So that makes a lot of sense, to be fair. And then acceptance. Acceptance is that you've just come to terms with the fact that you know that that person's grieving and that you've just got to get on with your life. So, task number 2. This is discussion time. So, to the person next to you, can you share how you've experienced grief, if you have been through grief, if you've experienced somebody else going through grief, and just share everything that you've experienced with grief. Okay, so again, hit pause and come back later. Okay, so this part of the lesson, we're going to be talking about how we can support others that are going through grief. So reassurance. Reassurance is letting them know that it's okay, that they're feeling the way that they're feeling, and to be like, I'm here for you when you need me. I'm here for you if you need to text me, if you need to call me, if you want me to come over, I'm here for you. Giving them space and time, that is very important. So you don't want to rush people into getting back to normal, being like, oh, come on, it's time that you get back to normal. Because people need as long as they need. Sometimes grief could take weeks, it could take months, it could take years. Sometimes I'm still grieving people that I lost years ago. Avoid saying things like, oh, well, at least they're in a better place now, or they've lived a long life. Because people don't really want to hear that. They don't want to hear the person that they love is not with us anymore. They just need to be like, oh, I'm really sorry for your loss. Let me know if there's anything that I can do for you. Thoughtful gestures is also nice. So you could maybe plan a little activity to distract them from that time or to pick them up. Maybe they might need that, and that is fine. It's each to their own. So it's knowing the person that is grieving. You've got to know that person. Or it could be you cook them something. They might need a meal cooked for them, and they might want some cookies made for them. And you could ask a parent or guardian to help you with that. They mightn't really want that either. They might just need a message being like, I'm thinking of you. Let me know how you are. How are you today? But I think the most important thing is reassurance and give them time. That is the most important thing, to support people with grief. And it's that simple, really. You don't have to do the whole hoo-ha. You don't have to plan a weekend trip away. You don't have to buy them bouquets of flowers. I think people just need to know that you're their friend and you care for them, and that you realise that they're going through something really tricky, and that you understand, and you're reassuring them that you're there for them if they need you. Okay, task number 3. So now that you know a little bit of knowledge about what grief is, I think it would be a great idea if you shared your knowledge with people around school by creating maybe a poster or flyer about all the things that you've learned in this lesson and how people can support people that are going through grief, or what they do if they're going through grief as well. And I think if you are going through grief, or if you go through grief, I think the most important thing is to reach out to people around you, the people that care about you, and be like, I'm feeling really, really sad, or I need space. But I think it's very important to just come to terms that it's okay to feel emotional, it's okay to take time, but people care about you still, so reach out to them as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I look forward to seeing what work you've come up with, what you think of the lesson as well, and I shall see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.